Welcome to our college briefing show. Today, we've got a mix of inspiring and intriguing stories for you. First up, President Joe Biden is set to deliver the commencement address at Morehouse College, a significant event during a time of unrest on U.S. college campuses, particularly regarding his stance on the Israel-Hamas conflict. Next, Wilkes University celebrated its 77th annual spring commencement without any disruptions, as 700 graduates received their degrees and looked forward to making a positive impact in the world. Finally, the Cono Long Foundation hosted its annual spring cleanup in Hamburg, where volunteers came together to help those in need, honoring the memory of Connor Long. Stay tuned for more details. Associated Press. Atlanta AP, President Joe Biden is set to deliver the commencement address at Morehouse College, a historically black institution, during a period of heightened tensions on U.S. college campuses. This appearance provides a significant platform for Biden to connect with black voters, a crucial demographic for his re-election campaign. However, it also places him in the midst of controversy due to his unwavering support for Israel in its conflict with Hamas militants in Gaza. The White House has suggested that Biden will acknowledge the concerns of students and faculty who have been protesting his stance. Biden's visit to Morehouse is part of a broader effort to engage with black constituents, whose support has waned since the 2020 election. Following his speech in Atlanta, Biden will travel to Detroit to address an NAACP dinner, aiming to bolster support in key states like Georgia and Michigan. Yahoo US. Wilkes-Barre, Luzerne County, WBREWYOU. Wilkes University celebrated its 77th annual spring commencement, awarding over 700 degrees to graduates. Unlike many other universities, the ceremony was not marred by protests related to the Israel-Hamas conflict. The graduates expressed hope for making a positive impact in the world despite the current global uncertainties. John Hanaway, a graduate who earned degrees in pharmacy and Spanish, emphasized the resilience and dedication of his classmates who persevered through the pandemic. Another graduate, Morgan Seitz, who is pursuing a doctorate in pharmacy, highlighted the importance of contributing to the healthcare industry. The ceremony underscored the achievements and hard work of the students, with many expressing a desire to bring empathy and service to their future careers. Yahoo US. Buffalo, New York, WIVB. The Connor Long Foundation held its annual spring cleanup in Hamburg, honoring the memory of Connor Long, who tragically passed away in a hiking accident in 2018. Known for his kindness and generosity, Long inspired the foundation to continue his legacy of helping others. During the event, volunteers assisted with yard work for local residents in need, performing tasks such as raking and weeding. The initiative has grown significantly since its inception, with 400 volunteers helping 100 households last year. The day concluded with food, drinks, and live music, celebrating the community's spirit of giving and the positive impact of Long's legacy. South China Morning Post reported a significant increase in the number of mainland Chinese one-way permit holders joining Hong Kong schools in the last academic year, the highest on record since data collection began in 2007. From October 2022 to September 2023, 6,831 students were enrolled, marking a 62% increase from the previous year. This surge coincided with the reopening of the border with the mainland in January 2022 after the lifting of strict pandemic controls. Despite this influx, the Education Bureau noted that the new arrivals could only partially alleviate the issue of a declining student population. The newcomers, often from wealthier families, tend to be selective about schools, and their lower English proficiency remains a concern. The government has been providing support through various programs to help these students adapt to the local education system. Yahoo US reported the death of Alice Stewart, a veteran political advisor and CNN political commentator, at the age of 58. Her body was found in Northern Virginia, and no foul play is suspected, with authorities believing a medical emergency occurred. Stewart had a distinguished career, starting as a local reporter before becoming a news anchor and then serving as a communications director for several GOP presidential campaigns, including those of Mike Huckabee, Michelle Bachmann, Rick Santorum, and Ted Cruz. She joined CNN as a political commentator in 2016 and was known for her political insight and kindness. Stewart was also a co-host of the podcast Hot Mics from Left to Right and served on the senior advisory committee at Harvard's Kennedy School. Her sudden passing has left a significant void in the journalism and political communities. The Guardian highlighted a growing trend in Australia where families are turning to community-supported agriculture, CSA, schemes to source their food directly from farms. One such example is Randall and Juanita Breen's farm in Queensland, which supplies produce to 80 families in exchange for a consistent financial commitment. This model not only helps the farm manage risks but also reconnects consumers with the land and the source of their food. During the 2019 drought, CSA members continued to support the farm despite reduced produce, showcasing the partnership's strength. The Breens prioritize environmental sustainability and animal welfare, stocking their chickens at a much lower rate than required for free-range certification and rotating their cattle to maintain soil health. This CSA model offers a values transaction between farmers and consumers, allowing small-scale operations to thrive while promoting better environmental and animal welfare outcomes. South China Morning Post: as the tide rises on a winter's day at Hong Kong's Maipo wetlands, thousands of waterbirds gather on the dwindling mudflats, creating a mesmerizing spectacle. However, this bird paradise is under threat once again. The wetlands, part of a complex ecosystem in Deep Bay, have faced numerous challenges over the years, from the destruction of habitats to the pressures of urban development. Despite conservation efforts, including the establishment of the Maipa Nature Reserve, the area remains vulnerable. The latest threat comes from government plans to develop parts of the wetlands for the Santin Technopole, raising concerns among conservationists about the loss of crucial habitats. The wetlands have a storied history of resilience, with past battles involving conservationists and government officials striving to protect this vital ecosystem. Notable figures like British conservationist Peter Scott played a significant role in the establishment of the reserve, and the area's importance was recognized internationally when it was designated a Ramsar site in 1995. Despite these efforts, the wetlands continue to face challenges from ongoing development and environmental changes, making the future of Maipa uncertain. Yahoo US: Tyler Junior College linebacker Caden McMahon has committed to Kansas State, as announced on social media. McMahon's commitment follows a visit to Manhattan and another to Iowa State. The decision marks a significant step in his athletic career, aligning with Kansas State's ongoing efforts to strengthen their football team. The recruitment of McMahon is part of a broader strategy to enhance the team's defensive lineup, bringing in talent from junior colleges known for their rigorous training and competitive play. McMahon's commitment is expected to bolster Kansas State's defense, adding depth and skill to their linebacker core. His journey from junior college to a major university highlights the opportunities and pathways available for athletes to advance their careers through dedication and performance. Australian Broadcasting Corporation: Australians are increasingly keeping their pet cats indoors or in secure runs, driven by growing awareness of the benefits for cat welfare, human health, and local wildlife. A national survey conducted in late 2023 revealed that most people support policies requiring cat containment, with only a small minority opposed. This shift is being embraced by local governments, with more than a quarter of councils in Australia now mandating that cats be contained overnight or 24 hours a day, particularly in the ACT and Victoria. These regulations aim to reduce the public health toll of cat-borne diseases, which cost Australia significant amounts annually in medical care and lost income. Diseases like toxoplasmosis, which can only complete its life cycle in cats, pose considerable risks to human health. Containing pet cats would also help protect native wildlife, which suffers from predation by free-roaming cats. The survey results suggest broad community support for such measures, and while some councils face legal limitations, there is a strong case for nationwide reform to ensure the benefits of cat containment are realized across Australia. Associated Press: Alice Stewart, a renowned CNN political commentator and veteran advisor on numerous GOP presidential campaigns, has passed away at the age of 58. Her body was discovered outdoors in the Bellevue neighborhood of Northern Virginia, with authorities suspecting a medical episode. Stewart, celebrated for her political acumen and kindness, was a beloved figure at CNN, where she joined as a political commentator before the 2016 election. She had a storied career, starting as a local reporter in Georgia, and later serving as communications director for prominent Republican figures such as Mike Huckabee, Michelle Bachmann, Rick Santorum, and Ted Cruz. Stewart was also a co-host of the podcast Hot Mics from Left to Right and a fellow at Harvard University's Kennedy School. Her sudden death has left a significant void in the world of political journalism. Yahoo US: Dabo Swinney, the head coach of Clemson's football team, has made controversial remarks about the quality of transfer portal players, asserting that most are not good enough for Clemson. This statement has sparked debate, especially given Clemson's recent decline in performance since the legalization of NIL in 2021. While other top programs like Ohio State, Alabama, and Texas have successfully integrated transfer players, Swinney remains resistant, even as Clemson's record has worsened to 30-10 over the past 3 years. Swinney's steadfast approach, despite being just above the average age of college head coaches, suggests a reluctance to adapt to the evolving dynamics of college football recruitment and player movement. Yahoo US, the political community is mourning the loss of Alice Stewart, a respected CNN commentator and seasoned political strategist who has died at 58. Stewart's body was found in Northern Virginia, with initial reports suggesting a medical emergency. Known for her conservative yet independent perspective, Stewart joined CNN before the 2016 election and quickly became a prominent voice on political matters. Her career highlights include roles as communications director for GOP presidential candidates such as Ted Cruz, Mike Huckabee, Rick Santorum, and Michelle Bachmann. Stewart also co-hosted the podcast Hot Mics from Left to Right with Maria Cardona, discussing politics and culture. Her passing has elicited heartfelt tributes from colleagues and friends, reflecting her impact on political discourse and journalism. Australian Broadcasting Corporation, Morgan, a small business owner, was elated when she won a free Virgin Voyages cruise during a flight home to Tasmania. The excitement quickly turned sour when she learned that redeeming her prize required spending $8,000 on flights to the Caribbean, far exceeding the value of the cruise itself. Virgin's cancellation of all Australian cruises due to tensions in the Red Sea left Morgan with no viable options. Despite her attempts to contact Virgin's PR team for a resolution, she received no response, feeling abandoned by the company that once celebrated her as a lucky winner. Marketing expert Dr. Balakrishna Pattar emphasized the importance of honoring promotional promises, suggesting that Virgin should offer compensation to avoid damaging its brand reputation. Virgin apologized, citing safety concerns, but Morgan found their response insufficient and corporate, a stark contrast to the brand's usual image. Yahoo US, Melania Trump, known for her dedication to her son Barron, made a stunning appearance at his high school graduation, donning a $5,000 Dior blazer and a Gucci hat. The event, held under tight security, saw Melania joined by her husband, former President Donald Trump, and her father. Melania has always kept Barron out of the spotlight, prioritizing his well-being and future. As Barron transitions to adulthood, Melania remains the primary decision-maker for his future, including his college choices. Despite the ongoing legal battles faced by Donald Trump, Melania's focus remains steadfast on her son's happiness and success. Barron, who supports his father's political efforts, is now looking at potential colleges, with Melania likely to follow him wherever he chooses to go. Yahoo US, the Alabama Crimson Tide football team, under new head coach Kalen DeBoer, is gearing up for an exciting 2024 season. Among the roster, running back Justice Haynes is poised for a breakout year. As a true freshman in 2023, Haynes managed to impress with 168 rushing yards and 2 touchdowns on 25 carries. With the departure of key players Jace McClellan and Roydell Williams, Haynes is expected to take on a more significant role in the backfield. ESPN's Paolo Uggetti highlighted Haynes as one of the top 10 players to watch, predicting a stellar second season for the young talent. As Alabama navigates a challenging schedule, all eyes will be on Haynes to see if he can live up to the high expectations and become a standout player in college football. Thank you for tuning in. The content above showcases the latest briefing reports and analytical synopses, thoughtfully curated by the 6Do team. These insights stem from a wide array of reputable media outlets, think tanks, government sources, and specialized experts worldwide. We encourage you to explore these sources for a comprehensive perspective. Keep in mind that while the content may not always align with the official standpoint of 6Do Brief, it's not meant to be taken as absolute directives for decision-making. Comprising seasoned media professionals, learned scholars, and accomplished scientists, the 6Do team embodies a trailblazing, fully independent media entity. To customize 6Do Brief to meet your professional needs, you have the option to subscribe to a diverse array of briefings on our website, 6dobrief.com. Regardless of your location, you can conveniently receive 6Do Brief via email.